One ball and one strike to Newell. Line drive right at the shortstop. Hit on a line, but right at Jake Slade at short. So got good wood on it. Hit it right at him. So one down in the first. That'll bring up Jared Mitchell, the third baseman. Mitchell fouls the fastball back. Right-handed batter, Jared Mitchell. And takes outside. One ball and one strike. Mitchell comes in batting .275 on the season in 17 games. There's the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 now to Mitchell. One-two fouled back. Nunnally makes a nice catch off the netting in the on-deck circle. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's 1-3. One-two pitch. Fly ball to center field. Aiden Harris underneath it. Doesn't have to move, but 2 steps to his right. Mitchell's retired. That'll bring up James Nunnally. Nunnally batting .368 on the season. Nunnally, left-handed batter, stands in and takes a strike from Davis Bush. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off by Nunnally. So no balls and 2 strikes. .0-2 pitch. Line fouled on the left field line and out of play. Another 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch down low, 1-2. That's some good discipline right there by Nunnally. One-two pitch. Breaking pitch stays inside as the infield took 3 steps to the dugout. Thought they had called strike 3, but home plate umpire disagreed. Looked like it did stay inside. So 2-2 now to Nunnally. Two-two pitch is fisted into center field, where Harris moves to his right and makes the catch for the out. So 1-2-3 inning for Bush and the Vikings. We go to the top of the second. No score. It'll be Davis Bush, Aiden Patterson, Aiden Harris for the Vikings. We'll be back in just a minute. So the pitcher, Davis Bush, will lead things off for the Vikings here in the top of the second inning. Lefty Mikey Sullivan got out of a bases-loaded jam in the first. First pitch from Sullivan is down low, ball one. 1-0 pitch, way inside. Almost got a piece of him. 2-0 now. 2-0 pitch is lifted into left center field. Curving towards left, McCarter underneath it and makes the catch for the out.
Now batting, designated hitter number 1, Aiden Patterson.
That'll bring up the DH, Aiden Patterson. Patterson, a right-handed batter, will step in against Sullivan. One down here in the second, no score. Vikings threatened in the first, left the bases loaded. Bolts went down 1-2-3. Outfield is in. As Patterson takes a strike on the outside corner. Outfielders are in a good 5 steps from normal depth. There's a line drive, base hit into right field. Right in between Cedeno and Park. So second hit of the night for the Vikings. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Aiden Harris, center fielder. Left-hander batter will step in. Popped up, left side, and out of play. So Sullivan ahead, no balls and a strike. Squares to bunt and bunts it foul. No balls and 2 strikes now. Didn't show bunt till the last second there. More of bunting for a base hit. Big lead at first. 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Mikey struck him out. Second strikeout of the night for Sullivan. And with 2 outs and 1 on, that'll bring up the top of the order, Landon Bauer. Bauer grounded out to Cedeno at second base to lead things off in the first. Throw over to first. And Patterson dives back safely. Shortens his lead again. Runner goes on first, motion, and throw down a second, not in time. Yeah, if they go on first movement and you're not picking off, then you're going to have that base stolen every time. So now Patterson's at second with 2 outs. Pitch was a ball. Big lead at second base as Mikey steps off and wants to talk to Nunnally. One-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Good fastball by Sullivan. One pitch, stays inside. 2-1 now. So the center fielder, Newell, shaded over towards right. 2-1 pitch, fly ball to left center. Newell moving over, has a beat on it and makes the catch in left center on the run for the third out. So Barra flies out to Newell to end the inning. They leave one after a hit. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Drinkwine, Park, and Burpo for the Bolts. Still no score. We'll be back in just a minute. Ben Drinkwine will lead things off for the Bolts. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch is hit deep to left. Left fielder Ian Valenti goes back, does a couple of spins, but makes the catch deep in. Park fists one's in right field, and it drops in for a base hit, so a one-out single for Jacob Park. Good inside-out swing. So Park at first. That brings up Jimmy Burpo, the shortstop. Pickoff over at first, and Park gets back safely. Burpo batting .294 on the season, shows bunt. Pitch is way outside, and Park took off. Sort of got trapped, but the second baseman dropped the ball on the throw. Turned around and ran back to first. So if they called a strike on that, we bet ball on the scoreboard. I wasn't quite sure. Davis Bush from the stretch. Fly ball down the right field line, curving foul as it drops with Austin Kearney giving chase. So the count's 1-1 strike. One pitch, another pitch out. No action over at first. That's speedy Jacob Park. Thought he was going. So 2-1 now to Burpo. Shows bunt. Bunts it down the third base line. Good looking bunt. Alex Johnson comes in, makes the play, and throws to first for the out as Sweeney digs that one out of the dirt. So a good sacrifice for Burpo. Park moves to second on the play, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Mikey Sullivan. Sullivan batting .357 on the season. Pops it up left side. Catcher Kalinecki giving chase, and he'll just run out of room as it drops in the stands. Did it really hit that kid? I couldn't tell if he was hopping around because he was pretending or no balls and one strike to Sullivan. And they've got him picked off second. Park heading to third, and he is going to, he's in there. He beats the throw. They had him picked off, and he just took off for third. I say the speedy Jacob Park, but he just literally beat the throw. Good hustle by Jacob Park. Once he knew he was picked off as soon as the pitcher threw to second base. So, mistake by Bush, not running right at Park. Gave Park a chance to get to third, so he stands 90 feet away now in a scoreless game. Sullivan takes up high, 1-1 now. So a mental error by Davis Bush allows Park to advance to third when they had him dead to rights in the base path. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, stays inside. 2-1 now. Bush wanted that one. Two outs here in the bottom of the second, no score. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball grounded to the second baseman, Bauer. Throws to first and gets Sullivan by half a step to retire the side. So they leave one after a hit. We go to the top of the third. We're scoreless. We'll be back to Lightridge High School in just a minute. Alex Johnson's going to lead things off for the Vikings. Reached on an error in the first inning. Stranded at third. When Kearney popped up with the bases loaded. So he's 0 for 1 tonight, number 2 hitter. The righty stands in against Mikey Sullivan, the lefty. And check swing, foul ball. He put both hands up. When you put both hands up, that means foul ball. Not dead ball, foul ball. So the two umpires discussed it, and they agree that it was a foul ball. So no balls and 1 strike to Johnson. Here's the 0-1. Just a bit high, 1-1 now. One pitch. Tails in. 2-1 now. Top of the 3rd inning here at Lightridge. No score. Here's the 2-1. Shows bunt and takes ball 3 outside. Three-one pitch. Up high, ball 4. So leadoff walk here in the 3rd to Alex Johnson. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Jake Slade.
Number 15, Jake Slade.
Slade walked in the 1st inning. Shows bunt, bunts it down the 3rd base line to Jared Mitchell, throws to 1st, and not in time. Slade beat it out. So an infield single
Up next, number 4, Mason.
for Slade. Good speed down the line. So nobody out, runners at 1st and 2nd now, and the catcher Mason Klinicki stepping to the plate. Klinicki singled in the 1st. Lifts a fly ball into shallow center field. Newell coming on and makes the shoestring catch. Throws to 1st base, but not in time. A little bit offline. Almost had Slade doubled off of 1st. So Newell with a shoestring catch out in center on the run.
Number 5, Ryan Sweeney.
And then had Slade off the bag at 1st and took a chance. Probably wouldn't have had him either way, even if it had been online. So 1 out now, and Ryan Sweeney, who struck out in the 1st, steps in. He's 0 for 1. He swings and misses at the high fastball. So no balls, 1 strike. Sullivan checks the runner at 2nd. Swung on and missed, same pitch. Sweeney just can't lay off of it. That's the pitch he struck out on in the 1st, so we can get him again. I'm guessing something breaking that starts high. That's a flow fastball down and in, and strike 3. And it throws down to 2nd, and they've got him picked off at 2nd base. Nice throw by Nunnally. Johnson wandered off 2nd a little too far, and Nunnally threw down, and Burpo with a diving play nabs the ball and the tag at the same time to end the inning. So strike him out, pick him off to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless. We'll be back in just a minute. So it'll be 8-9-1 for the Bolts. McCarter, Cedeno, and Newell here in the 3rd inning. A scoreless game.
Left fielder, number 15.
Good play by James Nunnally, the catcher, to end the top of the 3rd. On a swinging strike 3, gunned down to 2nd and picked off Alex Johnson. So McCarter will lead things off, right-handed hitting left fielder. Steps in against Davis Bush, the left-hander. He's only given up one hit tonight. And McCarter swings and misses at the fastball. Good pitcher's pitch right at the knees on the outside part of the plate. There's the 0-1 and bunted foul. 0-2 now. Bush winds and delivers outside. Ball 1, 1-2. One-two pitch. Line foul. Right over in front of the team manager / photographers. They didn't panic. I'll give them credit. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Stays outside, 2-2 as Bush tries to bring a little backdoor slider in. Just didn't slide. So 2-2 now. Two to McCarter. Breaking pitch. Grounded sharply to the first baseman, Ryan Sweeney. Grabs it on the second hop and steps on first for the out. Hit it hard, but right at him. That'll bring up Johnny Cedeno, the second baseman. Cedeno batting .333 on the season. Right-handed batter stands in. Breaking pitch fouled up and off the backstop out of Klinicki's reach. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, 1 catches the outside corner. 0-2 now. Oh, 2 pitch. Checks his swing on the outside fastball. It's good movement on that ball. It tails away from the right-handed batters. So 1-2 now to Cedeno. Same pitch, just a little higher outside. That'll even the count at 2-2 now. And Klinicki wants to go out and talk to Davis Bush. Here's the 2-2. Line drive, base hit into left field. Cut off by the left fielder Valenti. Cedeno with a wide turnaround first, but he'll hold at first base with a 1-out single. They had Valenti shifted over towards center, and he almost didn't cut that one off. So that'll bring up Donovan Newell, 0-for-1, lined out hard to the shortstop Slade in the first inning. Came in batting .446 on the season. Line drive right at the right fielder. He dropped it. They're going to get Cedeno at second. He wasn't paying attention that the ball was dropped on the hard line drive. He came sliding in, and it went off of his glove. So Cedeno forced out at second. Turns into a fielder's choice for Newell. So 2 outs now and Newell at first base. And that'll bring up Jared Mitchell. Flew out to center in the first inning. And Newell gets back. Good move by Davis Bush. Newell's got some speed at first. 20 stolen bases in 18 games. And he's off, and they've got him picked off. He's going to fly into second base. He's there. He's got it. Steals second base. So a stolen base for Newell, number 21 on the season. He went on first movement again. You go on first movement on the lefty. That time he went over to first. But he beat the throw. Throw got away from the shortstop. So now Newell at second with Mitchell up. Hasn't seen a pitch yet. 2 pickoffs, and Newell's at second base now. First pitch is outside, ball 1. See if Newell can time up Bush. Bush didn't even look back at him on that pitch. Slade at short. Now, no, he's not even sneaking in behind him. Now he checks him. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, and a good read by Newell. He's going to take third. As soon as that ball was in the dirt, he was gone. So on a wild pitch, Newell takes third base, and now he's 90 feet away in a scoreless game. Counts 2 balls and no strikes to Mitchell. Mitchell batting .275 on the season coming in. Get that first run across and break the ice. Here's the 2-0. Fouled straight back. That was a good pitch to hit right there. So the count's 2-1 to Mitchell. One pitch is fouled back. So that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch is hammered to left center field. Austin Harris on his horse will make the catch. It hung up there for him. He just died in deep left center. Well-struck ball, but just a little bit too much underneath it. Flies out to center to end the inning with Newell at third. So we're still scoreless after 3. We go to the 4th. It'll be Kearney, Bush, and Patterson for the Vikings. Austin Kearney, the right fielder, is going to lead things off here in the fourth. 0 for 1. He popped up to Cedeno to end the first inning. Mikey Sullivan still on the bump for the Bolts, and he delivers a strike on the outside corner. The lefty winds and delivers. That one's fouled up over the netting on the right side. No balls and 2 strikes quickly to the Vikings right fielder. Infield is in a few steps, shaded towards right. 0-2, breaking pitch, strike 3 called. Mikey struck him out. Fourth strikeout of the night for Sullivan. First one looking. That'll bring up the pitcher, Davis Bush. Bush flew out to McCarter in left in the second inning. Left-handed batter stands in against Sullivan. That one's just a bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. Popped up, left side in foul territory. Nunnally calling everybody off and makes the catch. Through the mask, facing the backstop, exactly how you're supposed to do it.
Now batting, DH number 1, Aiden Patterson.
That'll bring up the DH, Aiden Patterson. Singled in the second. Was stranded at second base. And he takes just a bit high. One-0 pitch catches the outside corner. Sullivan came in with a 4.32 earned run average. I'm sorry, 3.9 earned run average. He's gone three and a third scoreless. Here's the 2-1 to Aiden Patterson. Line drive into shallow center field. Newell was playing shallow. Makes the catch to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Sullivan and the Bolts. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We're scoreless. It'll be Nunnally, Drink Wine, and Park for the Bolts coming up. We'll be back in a minute. So James Nunnally is going to lead things off for the Bolts here in the bottom of the fourth inning as the Bolts special bat boy Richie brought out some baseballs for the umpire, one of the special ed students that Coach Moreland works with. Does that every couple of innings for the Bolts. Nunnally 0 for 1, flew out to center, hits a ground ball right at the first baseman Sweeney. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Ben Drinkwine. He flew out deep to left field in the second inning. Ben came in batting .263 on the season. Respectable for the freshman. Starting since day one. Lines that one down the left field line. Curving just foul. Just got out ahead of a breaking pitch. Got good wood on it. that was far enough out in front of it that it hooked foul. So no balls and 1 strike to Drinkwine. 18 games at 15 hits, 9 singles, 4 doubles, and 2 triples. 0-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit into right field. That time just went with the pitch on the outside part of the plate and drove it through the hole into right. So a 1-out single for Drinkwine.
Number 13, Jacob Park.
That'll bring up Jacob Park. It's only the 3rd hit for the Bolts. Park has 1, Cedeno has the other. And now Drinkwine joins that crew. So Park, right-handed batter, will step in. He came in batting .315 on the season. Only improved that by his single. 17 hits in 18 games. And takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Throw over to first. Drinkwine gets, and they call a balk. They finally called a balk. We've been sort of chatting about that up here in the booth, that we thought his move, he might be going further than 45 degrees on his step, and that time he got caught. So the balk sends Drinkwine to second base with just 1 out. Corners are in now. Park fouls it at the plate. Goes after the 0-1 breaking pitch, so quickly 0-2. You can join our chat if you're out there listening. I want to mention the Medina 14 Foundation again during the break. The fly ball to center field. Aiden Harris underneath it. Drinkwine shows tag, but he'll stay at second base. So Park flies out to center for the 2nd out. Tonight's Cancer Awareness Night at the ballpark in honor of Ricky Medina Jr., lifelong friend of Bulls head coach Kenny Moreland and assistant coach of the Vikings, Jason Pisanis. Died last December of brain cancer. So fundraising tonight, you can go to Medina 14 Foundation, Medina14foundation.com, and consider donating. 1 ball and no strikes to Jimmy Burpo. Burpo had a sacrifice bunt in the first and leaves that one outside. 2-0. Burpo hits a fly ball to center field. Aiden Harris moving over towards right a few steps, makes the catch to retire the side. So the center fielders have a lot of action on both sides tonight. As we end the 4th, we're still scoreless. We go to the top of the 5th. It is going to be 9-1-2, Harris, Bauer, and Johnson for the Vikings against Mikey Sullivan coming out for the 5th. We'll be back in just a minute. The number 9 hitter, Aiden Harris, going to lead things off for the Vikings. 0 for 1 with a strikeout tonight. Struck out in the second inning. Left-handed hitting center fielder will step in against Mikey Sullivan, the lefty on the mound, and delivers high and inside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch catches the corner right at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just a bit inside. 2-1 now. That one stays up high, so 3-1 count to the number 9 hitter, Harris. And that's up high, ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Harris. That'll bring up the top of the order, Landon Bauer.
Number 20, Landon Bauer.
Vikings second baseman 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to Cedeno in the first and flew out to Newell in the second. Line drive, base hit down the right field line. Drinkwine will cut it off. Base runner's on his way to third, and he will make it in there safely. So first to third on the base hit down the line by Landon Bauer. That'll put runners at the corners with nobody out.
Now batting number 9.
Good throw by Drinkwine from along the third right field line. But just not in time. So a first and third situation with Alex Johnson, the third baseman, stepping in. Pops it up right side. Park giving chase over by the dugout. And he'll make the catch for the out. That's a big out right there.
Next up, number 15.
So 1 out now and runs to the corners, and that'll bring up Jake Slade. Slade 1 for 1 tonight with a walk. Walked in the first and then single in the third. So the big right-handed hitting shortstop will step in. And they've got the runner picked off at first, but they'll let him take second. He took off on first movement, and Mikey threw over to Jacob, but whole idea was just to watch the third base runner, make sure he didn't score. So infield in now with 1 out, runners at second and third. Slade at the plate. Here's Sullivan's delivery. Breaking pitch. Hit down the right field line and foul out of play. So Sullivan ahead, no balls and a strike. Breaking pitch is hit into the gap in right center. Gets down. Drinkwine will cut it off. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes the throw into second base, and it's not in time. So a 2-run double for Jake Slade, his second hit of the night. Breaks the scoreless tie and makes it 2-0 Vikings. So with 1 out now and Slade at second, Mason Klinicki, the catcher, steps in. He's 1 for 2. Single in the first and flew out to center in the third. He takes up high, ball 1. That one's foul down the left field line and out of play. Softball was scoreless through the third, and then the Vikings put up 7. Bolts responded with 1, and that's where they stand now, 7-1. 1-1 pitch. That's hit to the right center field gap. Nobody's going to get that. Newell, Drinkwine tried to cut it off and missed it. Newell backing him up. Gets the ball into second base, but it's going to be a double for Klinicki, so back-to-back doubles. And it is quickly 3-0 Vikings. And Kenny Moreland on his way out to the mound as they've figured out the crafty Mikey Sullivan. A couple of hard hit balls to the same spot, the right center field gap. So I was going to stick with him.
Now batting, number 7, Tal Rose.
So pinch hitter for Ryan Sweeney is Tal Rose, freshman. The right-handed batter stands in with 1 out and takes a strike. Oh, 1. Lined foul down the right field line and out of play. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2. Chopped foul right at the plate. Rose stays alive. Oh, 2 pitch. Popped up down the right field line in foul territory, and nobody's going to get it. Drinkwine and Park both giving chase, but not going to get there. So the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch. Up high. They throw it out a second again. That time Klinicki gets back. So 1-2 now to Rose. Fly ball into left field. McCarter circles around, moves in, and makes the catch for the out. So 2 outs now, and that'll bring up Austin Kearney, right fielder. 0 for 2 tonight. Popped up in the first and struck out looking in the fourth. One of the 4 strikeouts tonight for Sullivan. Hard ground ball. Burpo dives to his left, makes the play, but he can't get up and throw to first. Kept it on the infield and just stumbled as he tried to get to his knees. He had it in his glove. So it'll be an infield hit for Kearney. Runner Klinicki moves to third, so the runners are the corners now with Davis Bush, the pitcher. No. Oh, yeah, Davis Bush, sorry. Left-handed batter will step in. 0 for 2 tonight. And foul tips the first pitch right into Nunnally's mitt. No balls and a strike. Runner goes on the pickoff. Park throws down to second, throws it into left field. They had him picked off. This time they went down to second to get the out. He threw it about 4 feet short of Jimmy Burpo. And it bounced into left field, so the run scores. Kearney ends up on second on the throwing error by Park. And Bush pops that one up. Shallow center, but Cedeno goes back out and gets it on the grass to end the inning. But they come away with 4 runs, take a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be 7-8-9. Sullivan, McCarter, Cedeno for the Bolts. Need some runs. We'll be back. Mikey Sullivan's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Bolts trail 4-0. Davis Bush still on the mound. The lefty throws a breaking pitch up and around Mikey's shoulders behind him. Here's the 1-0. Line drive, base hit into center field. Sullivan will lead things off here with a single in the 5th. Get things rolling. So jumps on the fastball and drives it right back up the middle into center field. So that'll bring up Evan McCarter. McCarter grounded out to the first baseman, Ryan Sweeney, in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Shows bunt and pops it up off the backstop. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt again and pops it straight up. Konicki will go back and make the catch for the out. So 1 out now and a runner at first. That'll bring up Johnny Cedeno. Cedeno 1 for 1. Single to the 3rd. Then he was forced out at 2nd on the line drive. Base hit by Newell. Turned it into a fielder's choice. And a line drive back through the box. Bush can't make the play. They throw to first for the out. Throw over to 3rd, not in time. One off Bush's glove, and Slade actually came in and made the play. Throw to first for get Cedeno. Sort of lost track of that as it went through. Looked like Bush had it. Next thing you know, Slade came up from behind the umpire with the ball. Through to first. So it'll go down as a 1-6-3 put out. Sullivan took third on the play, so Newell steps in 0 for 2. Line out and a fielder's choice. Pops it up into shallow right field. 3 guys converging on it, and the second baseman, Bauer, will make the play to retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. Go to the top of the 6th. 4-0 Vikings. Aiden Patterson's going to lead things off here in the 6th for the Vikings. Designated hitter is 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th. And he takes outside from Mikey Sullivan. Lefty's gone the distance for Lightridge. 1-0 pitch is fouled up over the home dugout on the right side. One pitch grounded right back to Sullivan. Runs over towards first, underhands it to Park for the out. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Aiden Harris. He walked last inning and got things started, came around to score on the 2-run double by Jake Slade. So he's 0 for 1 with the walk. Fly ball into right center field. Drinkwine calls it and makes the catch, coming in and moving towards center field. So 2 outs, that'll bring up Landon Bauer, the second baseman. Bauer singled and scored in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Shows bunt and pulls back on the low fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-0 Vikings lead here in the top of the 6th. Fastball's down low. 2-0 now. Scoreless through 4. Vikings put up 4 in the 5th. 2-0 line drive. Just past the diving Cedeno into right field. Thought he had a chance at it on the outfield grass. Made a valiant effort. Laid out for it, but just out of his reach. So a 2-out single for Bauer, his second hit of the night. That'll bring up Alex Johnson. 0 for 2 and a walk tonight. He shows bunt and pulls back on the inside fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. 4-0 Vikings lead. Fastball up high, 2-0 now. Runner goes. Pitch out and not a chance. So Bauer steals second base. Two 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, catches the corner. So 2-1 now. Check swing, pop foul up over the netting on the right side. Counts 3 balls and 2 strikes. And up high, ball 4. So with 2 outs, back-to-back base runners put runners at first and second, and Jake Slade stepping to the plate. Slade's 2 for 2 with a walk. 2-run double broke the ice in the 5th. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. McCarter going back and makes the catch right near the warning track. So Slade gives it a ride. But it's just a long out to end the inning. So no runs on a hit. 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 4-0 Vikings. We'll be back in just a minute. Jared Mitchell's going to lead things off for the Bolts. They trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Mitchell 0 for 2, flew it to center field both times. Breaking pitch by Davis Bush, who's gone the distance in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Mitchell. 0-1, a little bit low, 1-1 now. Ground ball to the shortstop, Slade. Gobbles that up and throws to first for the out.
Now batting number 6, James Nunnally.
That'll bring up the catcher, James Nunnally, 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out in the 1st and grounded out in the 4th. And takes a strike on the inside corner. A little too far inside, 1-1 now. There's a hard ground ball into right field for a base hit. So Nunnally with a 1-out single here in the 6th. That'll bring up Ben Drinkwine. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Flew out to deep left in the 2nd and then singled in the 4th, stranded on second base. Breaking pitch is hit into shallow right center. Carrying right fielder Austin Kearney makes the catch in the gap for the out. That'll bring up Jacob Park. 1 for 2 tonight. He's singled in the 2nd and it flew out in the 4th. So he steps in with 2 outs and Nunnally at first base. They still trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Breaking pitch stays up high, 1-0. Line fouled on the right field line and out of play. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. That one's fouled away. 1-2 now. One-two pitch. Breaking pitch. Strike 3 called. Caught Jacob looking at that one. We go to the top of the 7th. 4-0 Vikings. We'll be back in just a minute. The catcher, Mason Klinicki, is going to lead things off here in the top of the 7th. Klinicki's 2 for 3 tonight. RBI and a run scored. Sullivan still on the mound. Ground ball. Backhanded by Park. Diving. Gonna flip to Sullivan at first. Nice play. Jacob Park diving to his right into the hole. Backhanded it up on his knees and hit Mikey Sullivan covering first base. Great play by the Bolts right side of the infield. That'll bring up Ryan Sweeney 0 for 2 tonight. Was pinch hit for in the 5th. Takes ball 1. He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Re-entered the game. Here's the 1-0, and it gets a piece of him. Tailed in on him and got his front knee. So Sweeney hit by the pitch. That brings up the right fielder, Austin Kearney. 1 for 3 tonight. Shows bunt, and Mikey leaves a breaking pitch up high, 1-0. Top of the 7th inning, 4-0 Vikings over the Bolts. Fastball in there for a strike, that leaving the count at 1-1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 6, 7, 8, Burpo, Sullivan, McCarter. Here's the 1-1, and that's inside, almost gets a piece of him. Kearney turned away from it. So 2-1 now. Sweeney at first, 1 out. Mitchell in on the grass at third. Bunts it to the third base side. Sullivan will field it, spin, and throw to first for the out. Nice play by Mikey Sullivan. Spun around, didn't even think about it. So sacrifice bunt for Kearney. Moves Sweeney over to second base, and that'll bring out the pitcher, Davis Bush. Bush 0 for 3 tonight. Flew out in the 2nd, popped up in the 4th and the 5th. And he takes a strike right at the top of the zone. No balls, 1 strike. Both lefties have gone the distance tonight. A little bit inside, 1-1 now. One pitch is down and in, 2-1 now. Two one tails in, almost got a piece of him, 3-1. Three one in there for a strike. So a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff pitch, fouled straight back. Another payoff pitch. Just misses outside. Wow. Tough one to take.
Next up, number 1.
So Bush draws a walk. That'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs. And Kenny Moreland making his way to the mound. That's going to be it for Mikey Sullivan. Goes 6 2/3. Responsible for a runner at first, and Aiden Knapp, the right-hander, going to come in relief. We'll be back in just a minute. The right-hander Aiden Knapp is going to take over.
Stepping to the plate. Number 1, Aiden Patterson.
Mikey Sullivan goes 6 2/3. Responsible for runners at first and second. Knapp comes in to face Aiden Patterson, the designated hitter. 1 for 3 tonight. And he delivers a strike on the inside corner. A little different look than the lefty Sullivan. A little more herky-jerky. Not quite as deliberate as Sullivan. Checks the runner. Fly ball to left. McCarter moving over towards the line and makes the catch to retire the side. So Knapp comes in, faces one batter. Gets out of the jam, and the Bolts come up here in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Burpo, Sullivan, McCarter, and hopefully more after that. They trail 4-0. Jimmy Burpo is going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bolts trail 4-0. Need to get some base runners. Burpo 0 for 1 tonight. Sack bunt in the 2nd inning, and then flew out to center to end the 4th. Bolts have had some base runners on base. Noel was stranded at 3rd 1 inning. A couple of runners stranded at 2nd, so they've had their opportunities. Just no timely hitting tonight, and Burpo swings at the fastball and fouls to the backstop. No balls, 1 strike. Oh, 1. Swung on and missed. So quickly, no balls, 2 strikes to Burpo. Ground ball, base hit, back up the middle. Went down and got that pitch. That was down by his ankles. So Burpo leads thing off with a single here in the 7th. And the Bolts have some life. Mikey Sullivan 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded out in the 2nd and then singled in the 5th. He's a base runner that was stranded at 3rd tonight. He and Newell both. So he'll step in with Burpo at 1st and nobody out. Runner goes. They've got him picked off. Throw down to 2nd is in time. So Burpo picked off. Not what you needed when you need base runners in the 7th. Sullivan hits him on the arm. Right off the elbow, the front elbow. So Sullivan hit by the pitch. That pickoff
Now in for the Bolts. Number 20.
is a big deal now. So pinch hitter Mason Sprout gonna pinch hit for Evan McCarter. So Sprout stands in, pinch hitting for McCarter, big right-hander. Pops it up, shallow left center. Outfielders converge, and the center fielder, Aiden Harris, makes the catch.
Now batting number 3, Johnny Cedeno.
So that'll bring up Johnny Cedeno. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Single to the third, and then grounded out on a crazy play. Shot it right back up the middle. It went off the glove of Davis Bush, the pitcher. Picked up by Slade, the shortstop, and threw him out. And can't check his swing on the fastball. No balls and a strike. Oh, 1. Just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cedeno. One, 1. Down and away, 2-1 now. One pitch is up high. 3-1 to Cedeno. Bolts trying to start a little 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 7th, down by 4. And ball 4 high. Cedeno draws a walk on base for the 2nd time tonight, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Donovan Newell. That pickoff looms large. Had Burpo at first base with a leadoff single, and he got picked off. So now runners at first and second, 2 outs. Leadoff hitter Donovan Newell stepping to the plate, 0 for 3 tonight. Lined out in the 1st, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and then popped up in the 5th. Little flare into foul territory, and Alex Johnson gives chase but runs out of room. So no balls, 1 strike to Newell. Tried to take that breaking pitch and punch it to the left side. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball, left side, base hit into right field. 1 run's going to score, and the Bolts are still alive. Bauer made an effort at it and got a glove on it, diving for it, but it squeaked into right field for an RBI single. So Sullivan comes around to score, makes it 4-1. Cedeno moves to second. So now Jared Mitchell steps to the plate, represents the tying run. Mitchell takes down low, ball 1. Not holding Newell at first, playing behind him. with 2 outs. 1-0 up high, ball 2. 2-0 now. Dangerous James Nunnally on deck. And timeout called as Vikings pitching coach wants to make his way to the mound to talk to Davis Bush. He's fallen behind 2-0 here to Jared Mitchell, the number 2 hitter, who represents the tying run. So just a little talk. I'm going to stick with Davis Bush, the left-hander. So 2 balls, no strikes to Mitchell. 4-1 Bolts trail. Cedeno at second, Newell at first. Cedeno had walked. Newell drove in a run with a single. Here's the 2-0. Down low, ball 3. 3-0. Big gap in left center as center fielder Harris is shaded over towards right. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike as Mitchell's taking all the way. So now 3-1. I'd almost be tempted to send the runners a 3-1. Going to see a good fastball to hit. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Kearney going back and makes the catch to end the ball game. So Mitchell sent it for a ride. But they fall short. 4-1's the final. Vikings beat the Bolts. Next broadcast is Thursday night. Next game Thursday night. Thursday here, right? Wednesday here. Wednesday night. Live broadcast starting at 6:20-ish. We'll talk at you then. Bolts play Rockridge. Good night.